practice. Speed's presentation of NASCAR Sprint Cup practice brought to you by Toyota. For the latest in Toyota racing information, visit toyotaracing.com. Toyota moving forward. By Old Spice, the official deodorant of NASCAR. And by Ask.com. Get the answer to all your racing questions at Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR. No change in the top 5 as we're 11, almost 12 minutes into this Sprint Cup practice. Okay, so why do Martin Truex, Kurt Busch, and Mark Martin have a whole bunch of new fans are in and around Atlanta, or let's say Hampton, Georgia?
I have not a clue.
They've got the greatest ticket promotion I've heard of, and they're running it for the second year in a row. Monday after the Daytona 500. Whatever car number wins the 500, they will put 1,000 tickets on sale, limit 2 per person, and the price in dollars is the winning car number.
Wow.
So last year those tickets were $12 a piece.
They did
Ryan
that
Newman.
last year, yeah.
So, Carl, you have no fans. You have no fans in Georgia this week. I'm sorry. Thank you, Barry Landis. You're absolutely right. But what a great promotion.
That is awesome.
You know, that is the kind of creative thinking that's going to help us get through tough times. And I'll bet there'll be a line of race fans there, depending on who wins, of course, to take advantage. Now, if David Rudiman wins the race, I forgot about Rudiman. Thank you, Barry. If Rudiman wins, are those 1,000 tickets free, 2 per person?
Or if Regan Smith wins, are they a penny?
Well, 01 is still $1.
Okay, so there, we got two cars that'd be $1. Okay.
Well, there's no decimal point in front of the 01.
Okay.
Artie. Maybe there should be.
That's debatable.
Well, while we debate, Krista will tell you something useful.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll
We're
give
counting
you
on you.
a report from the garage at the very least. Regan Smith, of course, one of those guys who has not been sleeping well the last few nights, one of the guys who has to race his way in, and he was so close in qualifying. One of the fastest times. In fact, in duel number 2, he's second only to Travis Kvapil of the Go or Go Home guys. Kvapil, of course, locked in. Regan has not been out on the track yet. I just talked to him. He is sitting in his race car in the garage. I said, when are you going out? He said, I was hoping it was 5 minutes ago. He wants to get out there and get any laps he can just to get the feel and the handle, of course, of his race car.
You know, I like what this race team is doing this year, and it's a lot along the same lines as the Wood brothers, is they're taking the funding that they have and they're picking and choosing their races. They're not going to try to come here and race every single week. Bottom line is, if they have some good runs, then the sponsorships may come their way to pick it back up and run more races. But, you know, if you've got enough money to run 12 races, don't try to run 25 races. Run those 12 races and do the best job that you can at it.
Regan Smith's owner, Furniture Row, and sponsor, just opened up a Furniture Row right across I-95 from Daytona International Speedway. It's their first store in Florida. Why'd they pick Daytona Beach? This is where they race.
There you go. You know, Jeff, I don't know what your thinking is here, but I'm looking at our monitor here, and I'm seeing where David Reagan has run 15 laps. Brian Vickers has run 16 laps. Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, he's run 15. And I think if I was a crew chief of any of these race cars, whether it's top 35 or guys that has to race their way in, what I would want to do is, if the car's driving decent, run me 25 laps, run me 30 laps. Let's see where this thing goes once we burn the fuel down and the tires get some laps on them, because honestly in the Budweiser shootout, we never got a long run the other night because we kept having cautions. But run me a long run to see where this car is going to go, which will give us a good measure and stick for tomorrow.
That's exactly what you'd like to go see again. We're talking about Brian Vickers, who's right at the moment heading this pack, being followed right there by the 99 of Carl Edwards. But the more laps you can put on that race car, the more information that can be given back to that team so they can get a better assessment of what we need to do for the final practice here today and headed into Thursday's races. So great indicators, and by this measure, at least early on, Brian Vickers must have a pretty comfortable ride to be able to run as well as he is right now, as many laps as he's got on his tires. Looking pretty good, top and to the bottom.
Michael Waltrip has poked up into the top 5 in practice speeds in this session.